Yo, what is going on, guys? One more here bringing us a brand new Busch Gardens video, and this video is one that I've actually been wanting to work on for a long time. I'll talk a lot about how Busch Gardens can build upon the stories that they've laid out in the parks and all the rides and just different locations throughout the park. There's this interconnected lore that a lot of diehard Busch Gardens fans know about, and it seems like the park is starting to embrace that a little bit with some of the Bergmeister's Hideaway stuff and just like a bunch of stuff around the park that, if you look closely, the park is interconnecting some things of the past to the things of the present and the things of the future. We're going to kind of dive in and give around 10 of like Easter eggs / secrets that you don't know in the park that connect different areas of the park to each other. And there's some really cool Easter eggs that you might not notice this at first, but when you look at it, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty sick how they're connecting this to that. We're going to do that, but before we dive into this video, my new single Love Shy is out now, so go stream the song wherever you listen to your music. I love this song, and the next single is going to be coming soon, so make sure to go check this one out. Go check out the Patreon, link down in the description, link at the end card, a bunch of extended Busch Gardens vlogs, and the opportunity to get a Busch Gardens map and a giveaway. So highly suggest you go check out the Patreon, and if you want to join the community, we'd love to have you join. This video is going to be another hybrid video, and it's because of this reason. Of all my talking points, so I have them written down here on a note card, all the Easter eggs. I don't have footage for everything that I have listed here. I need to go to the park and film footage of the things that I don't have. We're going to kind of do this hybrid, a little bit more hybrid than the last ones have been. Because the last ones have been filmed just like straight up at the park, like everything was filmed on the day of at the park. This one, we're going to go to the park, and all the talking bits that I will be doing here in the studio, we're going to film there, but we're going to use new footage that I capture at the park, and we're also going to use old footage that I have at the park. And for a very little bit, we're going to use footage that I didn't take because I can't get that footage. So we're going to have to borrow footage from somewhere else. But I want it to be a mix of old footage in my hard drive with new footage we get at the park. And I think it's just fun to film these videos at the park if we can. Also, it makes the editing process a lot faster. That's another part of it that I really like. We're going to jump to the park in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it! Thank you, Williamsburg Studio. We are back at the park filming this video talking about the Easter eggs of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Yeah, let's get into it. So guys, we're filming here in England for this part. And this part we're going to put a little bit of a question mark, maybe an asterisk beside it, because not exactly sure what this means, but I have some theories, and people have some theories. So over here on this wall, if you notice a few vlogs ago at night, there was a ship projected onto the side of the Globe Theater. Now, we don't know exactly what that means. It could be called back to Questor. It could be called back to Pirates 4D that played in here years and years ago. There's exactly no real telling exactly why there was a ship here, but it was an interesting catch, and it definitely means something, I believe. It's definitely a callback to something, or maybe a hint towards something deep way in the future, but that's just something interesting. So put a little question mark, a little asterisk beside that. I don't know exactly what that Easter egg is for, but it's an Easter egg definitely for something. Like I said, probably Pirates 4D or Questor. Those are the top two, I would think. Let me know down below if you have thoughts about what it could be. So for this part of the Easter egg video, we're here over by Tempesto. And by Tempesto, there's a sign that says Goethe recommends. And it's a tie-in to Verbolten, because if you guys know the story about Gunther and Goethe, they're the ones that own the Black Forest Tours company that, you know, you go on a ride with when you start Verbolten, and then suddenly it goes off the rails. Goethe is the one that you hear in the voiceover in the ride. So this is a cool little tie-in as Busch Gardens is expanding their lore to tie in Tempesto and Verbolten together. So guys, I stopped by the Highland Stables booth here at the Food and Wine Festival and trying something called the Irish Buck, which is Jameson whiskey with some ginger, honey, and basil in it. And so we're going to give it a shot and see how it is. That's really good. That's really good. Barely can taste the whiskey. It's just like a little taste in there, but it's really good. So for this Easter egg bit, we are here at the Abbey Stone Theater, home of Celtic Fire, USA Today's #1 in-park entertainment. And for this part, I'm talking about the painting inside. If you walk inside for Celtic Fire and you look to your right on stage left, but if you look to your right, you'll notice there's a painting above the set. And if you look at that painting, you'll notice it's actually a painting of Killarney here at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. If you go out and then you step out and you walk here in Ireland, you're like, oh, it's the same. So it's a cool little Easter egg that you might not notice exactly, but as you walk through the park and as you see that, you're like, that looks a little familiar. But just take a look at it next time you're in Celtic Fire. Cool little Easter egg, so make sure to check that out. So we're here about Dark Coaster, filming about some of the Easter eggs, actually the mini Easter eggs. And one is inside. You see, think I'm waiting in this line for the Easter egg part. So there's a couple references inside. Obviously, there's the Dark Castle stuff because obviously we're tying a Dark Castle. We know that. That's not really secrets revealed. Now the part that is interesting is the fact that on the trains you have Wolf and Frostbite. So you get a callback to the Big Bad Wolf, and you get, I believe it's opening date, and then you get Frostbite and its years of operation, the haunted house that was in here right after Dark Castle closed. So there's a couple Easter eggs that maybe you guys don't know about. You probably do know about, but I thought it'd be cool to point it out. So anyway, those are a couple of little Easter eggs inside the ride. But yeah, I'm not waiting in line for to film the trains. I'm not happening. We're at Dark Coaster, and we're filming this bit because this is actually an Easter egg to Crystal Castle. Now, it's not 100% accurate, but if you remember at the end of Dark Castle when Ludwig turned into a wolf, then he froze, and then he burst, and they say, out beyond your reach. Yeah, see that's what that's supposed to be. It's not exactly it, but you know, it's a thought that counts, so that's pretty cool. So that's one of the Easter eggs here at Dark Coaster. And if you think that's it for the Dark Coaster Easter eggs, no, there's actually another one. See right here, the painting behind me on the side of the store right across from the Dark Coaster. That's a painting of Dark Castle. One thing that's really cool about the park is, in a lot of places you'll notice there are paintings of actual areas of the park. So you get in here, you get the painting of Dark Castle. There's a painting inside the Fest House. I'm not exactly sure if that's supposed to be Dark Castle. I mean, it looks kind of like Dark Castle, but I don't think it's exactly it. And then, like I said, Celtic Fire, you got the one of Killarney. So it's a bunch of really cool Easter eggs and paintings around the park that actually paint out a picture of actual locations in the park, which is pretty cool. For this Easter egg, we're on the side of the pretzel shop here in Octoberfest. And one thing you'll notice here is there actually wasn't really much of an Easter egg until recently. Right there, you get a little ode to Mack Tower, which is interesting. So the park didn't cover it up, so apparently the park wants us to remember Mack Tower to a certain extent, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's a cool little Easter egg. And so if you're walking on the backside of the pretzel shop, you'll notice that there is a callback to Mack Tower. And I noticed that for the first time yesterday, and I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so that's a little Mack Tower Easter egg that's still here in the park, aside from the obvious, the big awning, you know, that we have for that where Mack Tower was. Guys, I'm over here by the Bolton, and I'm filming this one. This one's actually pretty obvious. We all kind of know this one, but I feel obligated to point it out. We're talking about Easter eggs in the park. Obviously, Verbolten is where the Big Bad Wolf used to be. It shares the same drop as the Big Bad Wolf. There's a lot of wolf images in the queue line, and obviously there's the wolf theme inside the ride. If you get, you know, the storm, the spirit, and the wolf. And then also there is, on one of the license plates, on one of the cars, is wolf fixing, or something, wolf crossing. So there's a bunch of awesome Easter eggs to honor Big Bad Wolf, which was a beloved coaster that was here at the park, and you know, the spirit of it truly never left the park. And I'm glad that Busch Gardens has kept it alive after all these years with ways of ride, whether it's the queue, the ride itself, or just like little details and stuff, and just in the marketing and everything, and the way you walk around the park. We don't forget what came before, which is really cool. Everyone loves Big Bad Wolf. It was my first coaster, first like big kid coaster, as you like to call it a lot. So I'm really glad that they kept Big Bad Wolf alive, and hopefully alive for years to come. So we're here by Griffin, by the Splash Zone, and there's a very cool, interesting Easter egg here at the Splash Zone, and that is, we're gonna give it 1 second. Right here by the Splash Zone. I mentioned this a few vlogs ago, but I wanted to make sure that in the video specifically dedicated to Easter eggs in the park, that we make sure we mention it. But if you go down to the splash pad, there is actual Griffin footprints of him walking around in the cement. So go check that out. It's a cool little Easter egg, and it's really cool when they do stuff like that, like at Galaxy's Edge, where you have like the droid footprints, and you get a lot of that at Disney World, where they have like the footprints of different characters walking around. So go check that out. It's a really cool thing, and hopefully for future installments they'll keep doing that. But speaking of Griffin, right here is the Freeze, and you get the little car outside of the Freeze, and it's a Freeze garage. And you see the car right there. So here's the interesting Easter egg, and it's actually a lot of people's favorite Easter egg in the park outside of the Big Bad Wolf stuff, and that is that the Freeze is a reference to the ride known as Le Mans Raceway. If you know the Autobahn at Disney, or the Autopia at Disney, it's very similar to that. It was just a thing where you kind of drove, I believe it was a gas-powered car around, and you just drove. You could just drive on the raceway, and it was removed because of Griffin. So it was a lot of people's favorite ride. A lot of people lament the fact that it's not here anymore. So It's a really cool Easter egg that they have now. A place like they sell merch about it now, and it's like a garage, and it's a little fry shop. Also, just gotta add, the freeze absolutely smacks. The fries are great. I missed the kind of, it was like the marinara fries or something they used to have. I missed that, but all the fries there are fantastic. Highly suggest stop by there and get a little snack. It's not a whole meal, but it's definitely a good snack to get. Right behind me is Loch Ness Monster, and this Easter egg is one that I've actually touched on a lot recently, but you know, because of the video, we're going to touch on it more. And that is the fact that there's a Big Bad Wolf poster in the queue line for Loch Ness. It's all Loch Ness stuff, all old country stuff. And then the Big Bad Wolf poster. It's interesting. But like I said, we mentioned that one so many times, but you can't make this video and not mention the big red Big Bad Wolf poster in the Loch Ness Monster queue. It's just there. What could it mean? Who knows? Because that is the Easter eggs that I can think of. Like I said, if you know any Easter eggs that I didn't cover, comment down below and I'll make another video pointing them out. Like I said, this is just part one of a future series, hopefully to film here at the park. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now I'll send it back to Will in the studio. Thank you, Will from the park. Yes, it was another great hybrid video. Like I said, if there's anything I missed or there's some really cool connections or secrets or Easter eggs in the park that you know about, let me know in the comments down below or message me on social media, and I would love to include those in a part 2, because this would be a series that I would like to keep doing, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity within the park to really connect the lore and the stories and just have little secrets to stuff of the past, and like I said, stuff of the present and stuff of the future. So if you guys know anything that I missed, might include that in a part 2, and might just shout you out when I make that part 2. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed these hybrid videos at the park. We'll be back at the park for the Squire's Grill reopening, which there's a lot of reopenings this year, but I'm excited for the Squire's Grill. It looks really nice. I'm excited to try it. I've actually never eaten a Squire's Grill before, so this will be a first time. Hope to see some of you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go stream my single Love Shot wherever you listen to your music. Make sure to go check out the Patreon link down below. Bunch of awesome goodies, and especially some Busch Gardens goodies there on the Patreon, so go check it out. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you already. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that bell button down below so you're notified every single time I upload a brand new video to the channel. And my name is Will Morris, and I'm out. Peace. I get a little